So we are making a headway on the fire now. We are getting water on the fire. So the truck company is making entry to the barn. We are going to be making a knock on the visible fire. We got fire on the Bravo side of the structure. Hello everyone, it's Joseph here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And in today's video, we are going to be returning to EmergeNYC, which is a firefighter simulator game on PC made by FlipSwitch Games. Alright, now firstly, I do apologize for the poor audio balancing that may occur in this video. This game doesn't have the best audio balancing as is, so I tried to work around that as best as I could, but it is what it is. So I'll try not to talk over the loudness, which is going to mostly just be the sirens and whatnot. So I'll try to remember not to talk over the sirens as much as I can. So the last time I've played this game was actually way back when, right before I started my Fire 1 classes with Arrow County. And I had a great time in that class, and I learned a lot from that. So in the meantime, I was more focused on LSPDFR and LCPDFR to continue with my YouTube channel, and since then I just forgot about this game, and I wanted to get back into it as this game does have some new updates to it which I want to check out, such as the Montgomery County map add-on and the new fire trucks that come along with it. As you can see in the background, we have the new rescue engine as well as the new Quint ladder as well, which is very nice. Here we have the water tank, which is where we pump and also connect the hydrant connection and the attack line connections as well. If we press control, we can have more options here. But on default, we have a new thermal imaging camera, which is brand new from the last time I played this game. We have a backboard, which I believe you can use on patients. I haven't came across any real patients in this game yet. It's mostly just fires and trees in the roads, MVAs, stuff like that. We have a Stokes basket as well. We have a concrete drill. I'm not too sure what this is used for. I'm not too sure. We have a torch here as well, which I'm kind of familiar with. We do have a cribbing bag. Our uniforms, of course, our nozzle, our pike pole, and we do have the option, of course, to use the pump to turn it on and off, and we do have a gas detector on us as well. Alright, so let's move to the first compartment. Before that, down here we have our supply line right down there, down below. So this is where we grab the supply line. If we grab it here, we can see this is the supply line to the hydrant, which is what we can use to, of course, attach to the hydrant itself if we need some extra water. Now, in these silver boxes are usually extra SCBA cylinders, but I don't think they are present here in this game, but they are just there for show. If we open up this first compartment here, we do have some cylinders, some nozzles, I believe. We do have a med bag here, and I think a water can, I guess you can say, fire axe, and another pike pole here too. Now, certain components, door components in this game are a bit touchy, so some things may not be shown where they actually are. So in this one here, we do have the fire axe and a Halligan as well. The Halligan here, and the hydrant tool opener here too. And then this one here, let's see what's in here. So we do have a Halligan, a hydrant opener tool, fire axe, the same thing what we had in the previous one. Now here, this is where the attack lines and relay lines are. Alright, the attack line on this apparatus is a 2.5, the relay line is a 3.5. And in this lower compartment, we do have some EMS bags here. we do have the option to swap our air tanks or cylinders, and also to use the scene light, which what we can do here. As you can see, it's very, very bright. If you look directly into the light, obviously it will blind you. So it's very efficient here at night. That's very cool. So we can turn those off now. Alright, so in this one here, we do have a chainsaw, a K-12 saw, a foam extinguisher, and we do have an EMS bag, and of course, the usual stuff. So we do have a structure fire on the exterior of a building. Let's quickly go through these. So in this compartment we do have a spreader, chainsaw, and a K-12 saw again. And in this last compartment we do have the same thing again, which is the spreaders, K-12 saw, and the chainsaw. Alright, so this is also another supply line on the other side of the apparatus too. So we have two supply lines we can hook up to. So I'll show you guys what's in the dash. I think this is a Pierce dash, right? It has to be. It looks like one. So in this quint here, I'll show you guys what's in this as we go to the fire here. So let's go to our rescue engine. Now this is single player, so we don't have any other people playing with us or AI assisting us, so we are going to be doing this all by ourselves. But it's doable. So again, the fire sirens in this game are so loud. So I'll try not to talk over the sirens as best as I can. So let's get on over to the reported structure fire. It's going to be on the exterior of a building. So we'll see what we can get into when we get there. Let's turn on the siren now. Let's head on over there. Now, some sirens are too quiet and too loud, so it really just depends what you get. But mostly, they're pretty loud, regardless. Alright, so we got a corner house. It's going to be a shed on fire with possibly an exposure. Okay, we can hook up on this hydrant here. That way we don't block the truck. So it looks like it's just a small deck fire. So like I said, we have a supply line. Let's turn on our flashlight. We have a supply line on this side. We can press Y to get it off of the apparatus, hook it to the hydrant. We want to make sure that the valves on each side of the hydrant is tightened, hand tightened. And then we want to open up the main valve, which is the front valve, which we are going to be using, so they don't explode when we go to put pressure on it to open up the hydrant and to turn it on. Of course, you want to make sure those other valves that you're not going to be using are hand tight so they don't blow off as soon as you hook them up. So we are going to be using an attack line here at 2.5. I think maybe 3 sections will do just fine for us. Maybe 4 sections. In EmergeNYC, the length of the attack line or relay line doesn't necessarily matter, but for realism, let's just say it's maybe 3 or 4 sections. Alright, so we will be establishing command. We don't have any street names in this game, it's just Montgomery County, right? So now that we established our supply line and our handling line, we can hook up the hydrant now. When we are ready to do so, we can open that up. You want to stand behind it, of course, so you don't get injured by the water pressure when you open it, of course. Alright, so by this point, the interior will say we're requesting water, okay? We need water. So now the hydrant man, which is usually is going to be the chauffeur. Why am I choking? I'm not that close to the fire, my guy. I'm not that close. So usually the chauffeur will be the one to open up the hydrant, or, you know, someone else. So we got our water supply going now. So now we need to get back to the supply line. No, I'm sorry, not the supply line, the attack line. That's right. So we can return the hydrant tool. If we don't return the tools, if you just drop them on the ground for whatever reason in this game, they will not be able to be put back, which is very weird, but it is what it is. So I was going to leave this hydrant for us, but if we wanted a truck on scene, they can pull up to the alpha side of the structure if we had any exposure problems. So right now we will be making contact on the front door, checking for any occupants, let them know that there is a fire, try to get them out as best as we can, but I don't think there is anyone home. It doesn't look like it. It doesn't say entrapment or anything like that, so it is what it is. So we can check this area here, make sure no one is working in the garage or anything like that. There's a car in the garage here, but no one's in it, thankfully. Can I close the door? I can't close the door. There we go. Okay. So we can mask up here. Okay, so we can start calling for water. We can charge that line. Alright, let's get back down here. I'm not going to go in first person because the camera in this game is a bit disorienting, I know. So I'll try not to go in first person too much. So we are making a headway on the fire now. We are getting water on the fire. Looks like a deck. So we knocked down all the visible flames in the fire. We do have some smoke smothering. Probably the couch is what's on fire here. We do have some fire up in the ceiling there. Let's wet down the other furniture so they don't heat back up or anything like that. Okay, so we have the visible fire knocked. Let's check for any exposures here. Let's okay, turn our HUD back on so we can see what our SCBA cylinder status is. Make sure we're not running out of air anytime soon. We have plenty of air for now. So all visible fire is knocked down. So this was originally an exterior deck on fire. So we have all visible flames knocked down. I think what started this was possibly something on the couch here caught fire to it and sparked it up. From what I can see, this couch is the most smothering out of all for now. So our SCBA cylinder is warning us that we are beginning to run low on oxygen, on air, not oxygen, but air. So apart from that, we can take it off so we don't suffocate. We don't want to run out of too much air before it depletes. That would be bad. So we can swap out our SCBA cylinder from the engine. Looks like all visible fire is knocked down. As you can see, the remaining smoke is rising up through the air there. So all visible smoke and fire is knocked down. So apart from that, I will notify the command that the fire is secure. And I think from there, we have it pretty much under control now. Now it's just wrapping up the scene, pretty much. So yes, that was a short little deck of fire there. Thankfully, we were able to get to it before it caught onto the garage, which was going to be very close to the house as is. Alright, so let's get the hydrant tool. Let's get this here. Let's shut down the line actually before we do that. We can shut down the line. Forgot to do that. So we can shut down the line and then we can turn off the hydrant. We are on scene now. Looks like it's going to be a structure of a barn. Okay, we have to be careful. We don't have a lot of water resources on our equipment here. Let's leave some room for the trucks. Okay, so the truck company's on scene. First due truck. So we don't have a hydrant to connect to out here. We'll have to call for a tanker, and usually it takes a good in real life minute of a drive to get to this place. It's just so out there. But we can hook up what we got on scene here. Well, what am I doing? This isn't where the this isn't where the attack lines are. Alright, so we can hook up this here. I would say we probably need about 3 sections, maybe 4 sections of a hand line. There we go. We've got some fire burning through the roof, as you can see the ember burning through the roof a little bit. Alright, so we can take this and connect it to the connection here for the hose connection. Alright, so we don't have much water on our truck, so we will have to make do without it. We do have some hoses on this side too, so if we need to, we can use it. Okay, let's see what we got. So we got a barn approximately, I would say 50 by 20. It's not too long, or not too wide, shall I say. It is pretty long, but it's not too wide. So we can mask up. We can get our, where's our, oh, do we not have a nozzle? We don't have a nozzle on this thing. Usually they will put nozzles on these things. I'm like, why can I call for water? There we go. Okay. My bad. I thought this one already had a nozzle on it, but it didn't. Alright, so now we can call for water. There we go. We're rocking now. So again, we don't have much water resources alone on our quint, so we'll need to be very resourceful of what we use. So we got some fire burning through the roof here. So the truck company is making entry to the barn. We are going to be making a knock on the visible fire. We got fire on the Bravo side of the structure, a bit into the Delta corner. I'm sorry, not Delta, but the Charlie. Bravo and Charlie corner here. Alright, so what else we got? So yeah, on the roof, it looks like it was a bit of a way through us already before we got here. So we do have some embers flickering through the roof line here. Alright, so again, we don't have much water on a quint, probably less than 500 gallons. So we have all the visible fire knockdown on the Bravo and Charlie corner, which was where the fire originally started, around the side of the structure, so we can wet the side down on the exterior. But yeah, so again, the quints usually don't have that much water from what I can recall, so we got to be scarce of what we use. So we can wet down the hay bales around. They probably are a bit heated. Water down the plants in the ground surrounding the barn here, so nothing sparks back up. As you can see, all the inside is clear. As you can see, the burn marks, the Alpha Bravo corner is the darkest. So this is likely where it did occur. Alright, so apart from that, I think we are clear out here. I'm not going to go too far into the structure without SCBA, but I just wanted to get a view of what's inside, if anything is still smothering or burning or anything like that. So again, we are going to be returning available here. The truck company declared from what they had on their truck. Can we see the water tank? Yeah, as you can see, we got a quarter tank left, so We don't have that much. We made it just about. So we are going to be returning to the station here to refuel. So yeah, so we are going to be returning to the station to refill our water supply as well. We don't really have anything else to do on scene. We'll notify a fire investigator to determine the cause of the fire, but apart from that, everything else is out of our hands. Nothing else for us to do here, I mean. Yeah, the truck company here did a good job with this one here. Kept it contained to where it was. So we can drain the water from our attack line and rack it back into the truck here. So apart from that, I think that was a pretty good day for us on EmergeNYC. We took 2 fires today. We took a deck fire, and then we also just took a barn fire, which with this one we used a quint on this one here. I think this was a bit more fitting compared to an engine, but in this one it could have been a bigger fire. We could have needed a tank, or not a tank, but a tanker for an extra water supply source, but thankfully we didn't need one of those today. So again, this is going to be the end of the video now. Thank you all so much for watching. Alright, if you want to see more of EmergeNYC, of Montgomery County, Brooklyn, or Manhattan maps, please be sure to let me know down in the comments below. Alright, I would really appreciate that. Thank you all so much for watching. Alright, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.